Welcome to the Wedding Obsessed podcast designed to help you plan your dream day. I'm your host, Adriana, and each week I'm joined by the wedding industry's top professionals, celebs, influencers, and friends who share tips, trends, advice, and mistakes they've made so you don't have to. This is the Prenup Podcast. Just a disclaimer, today's episode is mostly audio only. There is some video because I did want to showcase the gorgeous Sophie and Arabella of the Bridal Beauty Company, but I was having some difficulty with internet when I recorded with them. So rather than have you watch something that wasn't synced sound with video, I decided to just do a portion of it. So sorry about that. However, it is still a fabulous episode, especially if you are someone very interested in bridal beauty, bridal wellness, bridal self-care. Sophie and Arabella are the incredible beauty editors who created the Bridal Beauty Company, which is the destination for all things bridal beauty. They have incredible festivals. They actually have one coming up this week on the 24th. If you're in the UK and you didn't already get your tickets, definitely get them. They know everything about every product, every treatment, everything that has to do with beauty and wellness for brides. They are your go-to. If you are looking to really step up your game in beauty and wellness before your wedding, give this episode a listen. You're going to love them. They are so fabulous. So excited to share with you. Here is Sophie and Arabella of the Bridal Beauty Company.
It's working for me now. Yay. Okay. So it's officially recording. Thanks, Jake.
Well done, Jake.
Both of our husbands are really involved in our businesses as well, so we love that.
Every time he's here, something happens that makes me look like a maniac, and I'm like, whenever you're not here, I swear, like I've got it together. But you know, I'll let him be my white knight today because he did help me. Okay, we left off. We were talking about the Bridal Beauty Festival, so that is September 24th. So tell me a little bit about that. You have all different kind of vendors like beauty, wellness.
Exactly. So we bring together kind of the best brands in the industry, from skincare, makeup to wellness. And the idea is that we want to put on the most gorgeous, immersive day out for brides. So they can come have treatments, see a whole host of kind of demos and masterclasses. And we host it in one of the top 5-star hotels in London in partnership with them. So it's a kind of beautiful venue. It's a gorgeous day out. And we just want to cover all those bases for all brides getting married.
It sounds so fabulous. How long have you guys been doing this?
This is our third show, so 3 years. We would have had more, obviously, but COVID kindly put a big stop to that. But yes, it's our third one. It's our biggest one. We're really excited this time around. Well, we were every year, but it's kind of the biggest one yet. So we're really, really looking forward to it.
Your brides are going to go out of their minds for this. I'm going to try to get tickets next year. It sounds so heavenly. I wish I could go.
We're very lucky. We've got like amazing from Charlotte Tilbury, Bobbi Brown, Face Gym, Penhaligon's, Pixie, Oscar, Elemis. You know, what we try and do is make sure that we've got a real mix of kind of skincare, hair care, makeup, to cover, you know, everyone, you know, all different styles. So, you know, if you want that really gorgeous glowy makeup, you know, you go to Charlotte Tilbury. If you want kind of the best version of yourself, you go to Bobbi Brown. So we make sure that we kind of get a whole array of brands, so everyone, you know, is happy.
This is one of my favorite topics in the world, bridal beauty, because I'm obsessed with, you know, skincare and everything to just try to, you know, make myself look and feel better. And I think with weddings specifically, that's when brides really want to feel and look their best. And there's a weird thing. So I have, the Prenup has something called a bridal prep planner. And it's all about just keeping like your body, your beauty, your wellness goals in line, because there's so many different things. It's like, what do I do? So anytime that I or someone posts about the planner, it's usually everyone's like, oh yes, there's someone who's like, no, you shouldn't be doing this for your wedding. Thoughts on those kinds of comments? Do you ever get anything like that?
Well, I mean, I think personally, how we've generated a whole business around this is that even the most people with the most simple skincare regime, everyone kind of just reevaluates everything when you get married. I think it's just a sort of natural time when you everyone does want sort of gorgeous glowing skin. Everyone wants lovely makeup. Everyone wants to sort of sort their hair or whatever. And I just think, that's okay. It's fine if you don't want to kind of change anything, but it's a lovely excuse to reassess any issues you might have, whether you have pigmentation or whether you have sort of fine lines or visible pores. This is a really natural time to kind of make sure you have enough time to kind of look at these options. Wouldn't you say so?
Yeah, and I think, if you want to do it for your wedding, you do what makes you happy ultimately. As a beauty editor myself, I have lots of access to brilliant, dermatologists and doctors, and I could have addressed lots of issues, way before my wedding day when I was, in the lead up to it. But I just felt like a wedding day it gave me the push that I wanted. And ultimately, if it's going to make you feel better, why shouldn't you do that and invest in yourself and spend time? There's no better. Do it when you're ready, I think, and don't listen to those, negative comments. People are always going to have something to say to you, negative or positive, either way, about anything. It's, just life, unfortunately.
And equally, on the flip side, actually, there is a lot of pressure on your wedding. So if some people get completely overwhelmed, and also you need to enjoy the process and keep it simple. You don't need to, there's no holy grail of perfect skin. Nobody has perfect skin, But, if there's little things that naturally evolve that you want to kind of address, or just look at your diet and your sleep, then it's a fantastic kind of excuse to kind of actually have a target and think, right, I've been meaning to kind of look at these things for a while, and let's do it.
Like, no one's saying you have to lose 20 pounds, get your skin lasered off, like, what's going to make you feel best. So even if, like, let's say, I can tell you both are gorgeous, like you have flawless skin. Maybe genetically you're just blessed and that's not really on your regimen, but you really want to focus on your general wellness. You want to start meditating. Like, that's all part of it.
And I think that's the other thing, is it's all encompassing. It's not just about the sort of physical, perfection. Like, say, incorporating meditation, addressing sleep, addressing hydration, your diet and lifestyle is as important, and that will actually help with kind of glowing skin and all that kind of thing. So it is, it's not as kind of basic as having like pretty makeup or.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It's all like, that's kind of, I think really important to say is, if you don't feel your best, you're not going to look your best. So if you're really stressed out with wedding planning, you're never gonna, your skin's never going to be glowing. You need to feel happy within yourself. And also, it's what I kept telling myself and my friends, it is kind of 1 day, 1 to 2 days, and then it's over. So enjoy it, because it goes so fast.
I also enjoy that beauty journey and wellness journey. I mean, book those facials, book that course of facials a year in, I mean, it's kind of an excuse to really indulge yourself, if you want to, look at getting a personal trainer if you've always wanted to and you kind of have the means to, or, the meditation, or go on a yoga retreat and kind of see what journey that takes you on. So it should be fun. It should be a new kind of avenue of your life that you're kind of incorporating, not just, about the day.
I think when we're looking into treatments and products for our weddings, we kind of look to celebs and public figures, but they go so above and beyond that it's not realistic in the average person's budget to do the same.
Absolutely, yeah.
I still think, though, it can be fun to draw some inspo from them. Like we said, the goals may not always be the same, but if you're looking for something specific, it can be fun to kind of learn about something new and incorporate something, maybe 1 or 2 treatments instead of all 20.
Of course, yeah.
So on that topic, I want to go through some celeb bridal prep regimes with you and get your opinions on the different treatments and products that they use. Can we do that?
Oh my gosh, love this. Yeah, okay.
Okay, so I'm going to start with Nicola Peltz, who last year married Brooklyn Beckham. And that was my real wedding of last year. This year was Sophia Richie. Last year was Nicola and Brooklyn. But leading up to her wedding, here are some of the things that she did. I want to get your takes on them. She did LED therapy for collagen building.
She did cryogenic stem cells, and that's supposed to regenerate your skin. Oxygen infusions for hydration and brightness. Microcurrent for sculpting and lifting. And lymphatic drainage for depuffing and contouring. So what do we think of that?
Ooh, gosh, that's quite a list, isn't it? I mean, if you've got the money to do it, lucky you.
Yeah, I'd just be going from like treatment to treatment.
And also, let's be honest, she's got probably perfect, gorgeous, beautiful skin anyway. She's a model.
And she's so young. Her skin is like gorgeous.
She's so young. I think with anything, if you're going to be incorporating these sorts of treatments, you do, the minute you get engaged, you want to kind of discuss them with a dermatologist and look at a course, because, you know, 2 weeks out or even, you know, a month before your wedding, you don't want to do anything that could flare up your skin or anything brand new. So you want to try this. You want to have a sort of a schedule basically ahead of the day. But as I was saying, you know, there are so many things you can do at home on a budget or not, you know, with tools, with drainage, with dry skin brushing. Yeah.
Yeah. You don't have to be going for cryotherapy every week, you know. And everyone's skin goals are different too, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. I think you've got to address what you want to, like, what your main like areas of concern are. You know, is it, you know, acne? Do you want, you know, more of a glow? Are you trying to get rid of, you know, fine lines and wrinkles? Because everyone is different, and I think there isn't one treatment that's going to fix kind of all of it for you. So I think just focus on kind of one area and slow and steady. It's like Belle says, don't introduce anything kind of weeks before your big day, because if you have a reaction, if you get rosacea, those sorts of things take ages to kind of calm down, as it were. So you want to be doing facials like 18 months in advance, trying new things, so to let your skin really build up to it. So yeah, don't do anything weeks before, or days before either.
That's really great advice. I feel like it kind of goes overlooked because sometimes, you know, best friend or sister's like, oh, I use this stuff and it's so great. And, you know, someone will use it the week of their wedding and their skin might not react to it the same way someone else's will.
No. And I think that's really important to speak about, because people do, like, if, you know, Belle said to me, I've got this amazing face cream, I probably would just try it, wouldn't even think about it. But actually, we do need to be thinking about it and the ingredients that are in there. You know, you might be allergic to something, so just be super, super careful and mindful.
The brilliant makeup artist that Bobbi Brown once said to me years ago, even the night before the wedding, keep it so simple. Don't go crazy with loads of different sheet masks and try to hydrate and do the last minute stuff, because you just want to keep it as simple as possible. Do what you always do every night. And the same with the morning of the wedding.
So that's a perfect segue into my next bridal treatment. So, you know, Nicola Peltz, it was more of the treatment she was doing beforehand. But Sophia Bush last year got married, and unfortunately she is going through a divorce. But her skin is so beautiful that I still think it's worth talking about. So her makeup artists and skincare people, you know, kind of put out everything that she was doing. And I'm sure you guys have tried probably about 1 billion products. So I wanted to kind of get your thoughts on what she did as well. So she used the Caudalie Beauty Elixir, which is supposed to tighten pores. Augustina Spader, I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong. The cream. Lucas's Papaw ointment. Sunday Riley Autocorrect Eye Cream. And Skin Perfect Color Corrector.
Yeah. So some of those I've definitely heard of. Some of those I think are only in America.
Okay.
Because America have much better skincare than us. We have so many laws, so we're very kind of restricted to what we can have over here. But
well, better is subjective. I mean, you guys probably aren't putting chemical crap in your skin. I don't even know what the hell we're putting on.
So Augustina Spada is amazing. There's loads of brilliant kind of tests and studies done around it, because it is very expensive. It's about £300 for, I think, 30 or 50 mil. But the cream is, you know, it does last a long time. They've got brilliant kind of studies and before and after pictures to kind of back up the price. I think if you're going to be spending that sort of money on skincare, you know, wedding is a great way to kind of, you know, invest in that. Sunday Riley, we are a huge fan of. Sunday Riley did our show a couple of years ago. We work with them, and their products are, I always think, kind of mid-range luxury. They're probably around $80 to $100. And, you know, similar kind of converted over here, but they really do work, and they're super hard work, and they've got so many brilliant ingredients in. Sunday herself is amazing, and one of, you know, they love weddings, Sunday Riley. They love kind of investing in brides, and a lot of their clients are brides. One of the best facials, which is kind of going off topic, the best facials I ever have, and I recommend to anyone getting married, is the Sunday Riley facial.
Really?
Oh my gosh, I'd go as far as to say it's life-changing. It's the only facial I get ever. I don't get any other facials.
What does it entail?
So it's, I mean, it's not for the faint-hearted. It does hurt a little bit because there's a lot of extraction involved. But
okay,
walk out of there like 2 stone lighter, because your face has been sculpted and massaged, and, you know, they get rid of all your dead skin cells, all your blocked pores. You have cryotherapy, so that really tightens the pores, so it gives you a really kind of lifted look. And then you have LED as well, which you sit under a lamp for about 15 minutes. So your skin is literally sparkling when you leave. And I did them literally every couple of weeks in the lead up to my wedding, and people really noticed it, because you know, you look at yourself every day, you don't notice the results, but people used to say, gosh, what have you done? And whilst it was skincare and, you know, drinking a lot of water and exercising, you know, I put it down to the Sunday Riley facials. And
where do you get them? Are they only in the UK or?
I know. So they're definitely in America.
Okay.
There's only 2 places in the UK you can get them. One is in Liberty,
okay,
which is a department store, and the other is in Hersheson's, which is a hairdresser's just off Oxford Street. But they're definitely in America. I think they started in America.
Okay.
They are amazing. I'll tell you what also is.
Tell me.
Augustina Spada, they have an amazing facialist who I used to work with called Gavin McLeod. He did
Sophia Bush's facials.
Yes. So I used to work with him because he's from the UK. He is their celebrity facialist. He does amazing facialists. The results, follow him on Instagram. Like, I just love watching him, like, massage and like slap them, and it's brilliant. But he does a lot of brides, and I think their skin is glowing afterwards, so definitely check him out as well.
I forget which celebrity was quoted saying it, but she said it's not a facelift, it's Lord Gavin McLeod. He's like a king.
It
was Sharon Stone. Yeah.
She was like, I think he slapped me within an inch of my life, but it's all, you know, the upwards, you know, pushing everything up. Yeah, he's brilliant. So again, not reasonable, but, you know, if you're getting those kind of every couple of 6 weeks, 2 months, you know, try and, you know, well, budget for it. But he's a very good one. It's not invasive either, so, you know, there's no downtime.
Oh my gosh, it sounds so incredible. I could talk about them. I could get facials forever.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people are like, you know, oh, I want to go for a massage. And I'm like, if I'm laying anywhere for an hour, like I need to have a facial. Like, I would rather be in pain. I want that, like, really smooth skin. What right now? So that's a great facial treatment. Now is a favorite products at home that you guys are loving right now for bridal beauty?
Gosh, there are so many. Well, as Bella mentioned, we obviously have our beauty boxes, so we make sure that we trial everything that we are putting into our edits. So we constantly switch up our skincare, I suppose. But some of the stuff that we've been using recently is I use something called Ren AHA tonic, so that's really good at kind of giving you that lovely glow. Pixie are in a lot of our edits. That it's called the glow tonic, and it does give you a lovely kind of fresh faced look, doesn't it? Use it twice a day. It's a really good one for brides. I think it's about £10, so around like $12.
Oh my gosh!
I just made it exchange right there, but I don't know what it would be. But yeah, what were you saying, Bells?
And Elemis. Do you have Elemis over in the States?
We do. I love the balm. That's how I take my makeup off.
I mean, the Elemis cleansing balm is just the most delicious thing in the whole world. So
truly,
that has to be on everybody's radar. It's so great.
Oh yeah. And I like the marine collagen cream from Elemis too. That's a good one.
So good. So good.
Smells like heaven.
And then I've mentioned them earlier, but I really think having a couple of great tools in your beauty regime, and keep it you don't need to be, I'm a mum, so I haven't got like hours every night to be doing, like in every morning, but just to have a gua sha or a jade roller in your beauty kit to do a few times a week, and a dry brush for dry skin brushing, I think are things you can have at home. Are really useful.
Yeah. So what is something that maybe gets neglected when we're thinking like wellness, beauty in general for brides?
Gosh,
sleep,
I definitely
stress management.
Yeah.
Actually, things like really look at your sleep. Look at your stress management. And actually getting married is a really stressful time. It's really full on. And just those simple things can really help your overall skin, at the end of the day, look at your address your circadian rhythms, to help with your sleep, look at your, do journaling, meditation, all these amazing tools that I think completely get overlooked when people are sort of obsessed with how much a skin cream costs. And exactly like you were saying at the beginning, like just take things back to basics and create an environment in your headspace and that that you can kind of grow or introduce into your day-to-day life. And again, sort of the other thing I think people suddenly sort of, a lot of brides want to sort of lose weight or make these dramatic changes, even sort of a month before the wedding. And actually you do want to be yourself and feel yourself, and you shouldn't feel that pressure to kind of dramatically change anything about you. If there's certain little tweaks you want to make to, your fitness regime to up it a little bit or sort of address your diets, that's, amazing and should encourage it. But there's a lot of pressure, I think, and you shouldn't feel like you need to make these huge changes. My advice has always been, when we talk to the top dermatologists, is if you have the means, the minute you get engaged, go and see, or do some research, go and see a dermatologist and see if there are any of these sorts of treatments that can really help you. And then you must do this really ahead of time. You can't just sort of think, 2 weeks before I'm getting married, let's go and have some like LED therapy. So there are some of those treatments are amazing, but then also some of the things like the lymphatic drainage I'm obsessed with. And those things, even on a budget. Well, I personally, we do sell our kits as well with our beauty boxes, but I love a gua sha tool. I think it's the most amazing thing. You can pick up a real jade tool for like sort of £15, $20 or something. And that can transform your skin and really help with an amazing serum at night, once a day, a few times a week, done. Also, you can get professional lymphatic drainage massages, which are phenomenal, and that can really help. I mean, what it does, it sort of increases your blood flow. It helps transport your toxins to your liver to kind of eliminate from your body, and those kind of things can all, within time, if you incorporate it early enough, can really invigorate your skin, glow, minimize pores. It's fantastic. And you can do that. Like you say, you can have a course of professional treatments, or you could even at home dry skin brush and gua sha.
I'm just trying to think what else I use. I mean, I use so many different things. I'm so unloyal to a brand.
Well, as a beauty editor, it's almost impossible. But I think that is actually something that goes overlooked too. Like, I don't know if this is placebo effect or it's true, but sometimes if I'm using a conditioner for a long time or a face cream, I'll kind of plateau with it. Same thing with working out. Is that a myth, or is that something that happens?
That is a thing. And I think actually one we don't really speak about is if you do use the same night cream serum for a long period of time, your skin builds up the tolerance to it. So I suppose it is like exercise in a way. Like you have to, adjust and add, and have a break from your, favorite skincare, your serums, your eye creams, and let your body need it, and then, see the effects of it. So I always say, give yourself kind of 6 weeks off. Once you've finished, your favorite pot of whatever, and then introduce it again in 6 weeks. Make your body, your skin crave it, because then it will work twice as hard. So it's a good one to speak about. We definitely don't speak about that enough.
I agree, and I have noticed it. So I used to use the Biologique Recherche. Do you guys have that over there? It's the toner, and it kind of like burns your face off. It smells like children's paint, but it really does wonders for the skin. But after a certain point, it's like, okay, well, yes, my skin has gotten better, and you just maybe also expect it to continue to get better, and you have to look at where you came from versus where you are now also. And that's kind of like, you know, a pressure that brides, women in general, just put on themselves. It's not super fair, but we all do it, I think, to an extent.
I agree. I think, yeah, we could all be a bit more kind of watching and mindful with it, can't we?
We certainly can. So I only have you guys for, you know, about, I think 13 more minutes. Is that right?
Okay.
Okay. So I want to get into, some fitness trends that you guys are seeing. Is there anything really fun or interesting that you've seen lately as far as like health and fitness?
I'm obsessed with mushrooms. I always have been, like the magic kind. But I don't know if the States is the same. But there's some brands, again, in the UK, and I'm sure you have them in the States. There's one called Dirty, and they do all these amazing supplements. So you can kind of look at any different sort of skin concern or sleep issue or energy levels, and they have these kind of perfect supplements that kind of address those, and they kind of really work. And I think they're completely amazing. So fun little things like that. And I genuinely don't believe they're a fad. I think they're something that is a really exciting way to look, you know, this sort of new avenue. Also, I'm really into, you know, there's a lot of evidence now about sort of glucose tracking, and, you know, there's glucose monitors. There's the app called Zoe. I mean, I haven't tried it and I'm desperate to, but, you know, actually that's a really exciting kind of avenue to look at is, you know, hormones, stress, you know, diet affects hormones, especially, you know, for us women. And if there's a way to kind of address your glucose levels and your diets and actually track them, and then that, you know, that in itself can help you balance your hormones, which then can help stress, skin, everything, sleep.
It all feeds each other.
All connected, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I think if there's been any like random like classes I've been invited to.
I know.
Recently.
Oh yeah.
The thing is with exercise, you've just got to find something you love. It's such a cliche, but I think you can get really faddy with stuff. And I used to be like that. I was literally like, oh my God, I'm going to go to this like crazy spin class or whatever. And then I'd kind of do it and fall out of love with it. And actually, it's sort of trying lots of things and finding what's realistic, what sticks. And then you'll want to do it.
I was going to say, if you enjoy it and you find, you know, that you're, you know, having the best time, that's the best thing, I think, you know, because sometimes these exercise classes can seem really daunting and overwhelming, but I think, you know, if we're enjoying it and you're seeing results, then you're going to keep going back to it, aren't you? So
and there's amazing apps as well now, aren't there? There's incredible apps. If you feel really overwhelmed and you don't know where to start, you can do trials.
So we have something here. Do you guys have ClassPass?
Yeah, I was going to say ClassPass.
So great, you know, especially if you're not really into fitness to start and you're trying to find some new fun things that maybe you'll connect with. I've tried, like you guys were saying, I've tried a billion things throughout my life, and like I really wanted to love spin, and I just don't. It hurts my butt. It's not like fun for me. But I credit my wedding with getting me into Pilates, because I got a Pilates routine down and I still do it to this day. I did my first reformer class recently, but I really wanted, because my arms were going to be showing. I was like, I want like a jacked arm. Like I want, you know, I want to look high and tight. Like everything else can kind of fall by the wayside because my arms are going to be what's exposed. But, you know, obviously that's not how it works. But yeah, it just goes into line with everything that we were saying with beauty as well. Like I still do Pilates to this day, but maybe I wouldn't have started if I wasn't trying to get my arms tight for my wedding.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I think like I did loads of spinning up in the lead up to the wedding, but I really enjoyed it. I love the kind of community and, you know, the friends that I made from it, but it is hard work. And now the thought of spinning fills me with dread. And and I just get, I think, PTSD.
I love it. Oh my gosh.
You've got Soul Cycle, don't you?
Yes.
I was like, we're in a gym. Let's just get on with it. I don't want to be. I don't care about your motivational quotes. So.
Yes, I want to be yelled at. Like, you can do it.
It's true. You need that. I think you need that guidance, don't you? That's why you're going to those classes, because you don't always know what you're doing.
Yes, yes. And sometimes, I'll even do stuff on YouTube. There's a great girl. I don't know if you guys know Pamela Rife. She has some of the best ab routines ever, and they're 10 minutes. And because when I was doing it consistently, I'm not now. So, but even when I do pick back up on it, if I do it like 3 times a week, I'll see the ab line like start to come through. Like your body kind of remembers. How about wellness, or not so much wellness, but like mental wellness? Is there anything that you guys do or have seen that is really helpful for the mind?
The one thing, reading's really good. One thing I've started doing recently is journaling, which I know is like everyone's talking about it, but actually I find that so helpful at the end of the day when you just kind of just take 5 minutes to kind of just write down your thoughts, feelings, everything. And then I do a sort of to-do list for the next day, which just even little things like that kind of just helps kind of clear the head a bit.
For me, one thing I did every day was I did exercise. And I think it's not spoken about enough. If you do suffer with mental health and you do get overwhelmed easily and you suffer with anxiety, having a walk or a run or, just taking some time out to do some exercise really does get the endorphins going. You do feel really great. And I know sometimes it's hard to kind of drag yourself up and get yourself there, but I always say the hardest bit is just getting there. And then once you're out and you're moving, you never regret a workout. And I hate it when people say that because it sounds pathetic, but you don't regret it, and you do feel really good afterwards. So I think just make sure that you take some time out, even if it's a walk, a nice 10-15 minute walk, just taking that time out to really reflect, to kind of go through the day. And I think you can feel so much less overwhelmed, because planning a wedding is really difficult, especially if you're doing it by yourself without a planner. There's so many different elements to it. So just taking that time out to do some exercise, I think, is really important. I'm trying to think what else I did. I was literally in bloody COVID for most of my engagement, but I think actually being in COVID, and only being able to literally go out once a day or whatever, that really kind of helped. And just prioritise yourself, just give yourself some time and try not to become overwhelmed with it. And also, I know I keep saying it, but it is one day. It's one day, and people will not remember the stuff that you're stressing over. Like, if I said to Bella, like, my makeup, the food, like, she's not going to remember it from my wedding because, she was too busy, talking to friends and having a good time. And that's all you want. So do not stress over the little things, I think. But easy to stuff.
Totally. And what makes a really fun, happy wedding is when the bride's relaxed and happy and the couple are relaxed and happy. I've been to weddings before where the bride is so stressed and so preoccupied with everything running to clockwork and, everything perfect that, it makes the guests kind of, whereas, relaxed, happy bride, you're just going to have the best day ever.
You ladies have the best tips. I wish I could keep you all day, but I know I don't have you for much longer. And there are a couple of things I still want to get into. So I'm going to hop right into next. A fun little game. It's just a beauty, true or false.
Okay.
Luxury beauty is greater than drugstore beauty. True or false?
False.
False.
So many. Skincare doesn't need to be expensive. It doesn't need to be expensive. So definitely false.
Do you have any favorite drugstore brands right now?
There's so many great brands. Roche-Posay. I love them.
Yeah, La Roche-Posay. Yeah, loads. Garnier.
Oh, Garnier BB cream I use every single day. The Garnier BB cream. I've used it for like 10 years, 15 years, and it's the only face base I use. And it's like £8.
Again, Pixie. I think Pixie's kind of more a little higher end. Nivea body is incredible. L'Oreal. Yeah, L'Oreal. Yeah. And I think also, just to say, L'Oreal have so many scientists and dermatologists working with them, that, it's just as good quality as, your £200 pot of La Mer. So, definitely love, L'Oreal's cream. And Olay as well. They're really good brands.
Yeah, you don't get a L'Oreal or Olay reputation for all these years without having an incredible product behind you. Those are such great ones. I am taking notes on all of it. Okay, next is the controversial under eye. True or false? Under eye can't be treated at home.
I think you could definitely help with at-home treatments.
I think it definitely helps. Yeah, I think also it really depends on the person and the genetics. So, like the Sunday Riley cream that we mentioned earlier, the autocorrect is, I mean, it's not cheap. It's around £80, but that is really good. Peter Thomas Roth does an amazing one. That, I don't know if you ever saw it. It was this viral video. This woman used it, I think last year or the year before, on TikTok. And she had quite puffy under eyes, and she used it, and it literally transformed on camera, and it just smoothed everything out. So I do think there are ways we can definitely help and combat, but for something more permanent, I think it just depends on genetics.
Yeah. And what the actual problem is, I guess.
Definitely. Okay, next. Pores are unshrinkable. True or false?
False. Well, to a certain extent.
No, false. No, it is false.
I've got visible pores, but you can definitely, but with an amazing serum, you can reduce the appearance of them. I really believe you can. One thing that helped for me was I used to always love a face oil at night. I used to lather it on, and then I was told that an oil keeps your pores open. And once I stopped that and use a retinol serum at night now, I literally just use a serum at night on clean skin. That's it. I definitely have noticed the difference hugely. But obviously they are still visible. You're never going to kind of have that. Yeah. And exfoliation, really good exfoliation really helps.
But also we want pores, because people always think pores is a bad thing, but we wouldn't be alive if we didn't have them. You know, it allows our skin to breathe.
I have really enlarged pores as well. A facialist actually told me before that larger pores are indicative of oily skin, and that's what you want to keep your skin young. So maybe she was just saying that to make me feel better, but if you do have oily skin, maybe that's true.
Yeah, oily skin. Yeah, oily skin is definitely.
Okay, water is magic for skin hydration. Skin hydration, true or false?
100%. True.
Yeah, I mean, water, just drink as much as you can, really. I think I just think it's fab. There's a brand called Artol, which in the UK, which do a cellular rehydration, which I've been trying actually, which seems to really, it's like a natural, what do you call, like, the words escape me. You know, you put on like a rehydration sort of sachet type thing, but it's electrolytes. So it's that, and that's really great. I mean, I haven't seen any kind of dramatic difference, but that is meant to be really good.
I love the specifics, ladies. I so appreciate you going into such detail on these. It's so helpful. Okay, so we always end every episode with something that I call an after party, and they're just some fun wedding questions, so I'll throw them out there. We will start with honeymoon. What is your top recommended honeymoon destination?
Well, I just recently had my honeymoon, so I went on safari, and then we went to the Maldives, which is very extreme, but we did it a year later so we could save for it. But we wanted, a bit of adventure. We wanted to go and, learn and see, the animals, and then literally sit on the beach for 2 weeks and do nothing. So that's Maldives and safari.
I would say that is the dream. Adventure and chill.
Magical. That sounds so magical.
Because you get the best of both.
Okay, next question. What is your dream wedding cake flavor?
Oh, gosh. I mean, I'm trying to think what we had. Yeah, chocolate. Chocolate, you can't go wrong with. Who doesn't love chocolate?
I am so with you there. I'm a chocolate fiend. If you don't love chocolate, we are not friends. We have nothing in common. Next, what is one song that you need to hear at a wedding?
Mr. Brightside by the Killers.
I love Mr. Brightside. Oh, that's such a good one. No one ever says that.
Yes. Or Oasis Wonderwall.
Yes, I'm so with you there. Okay, and lastly, What is one piece of advice you could impart to any couple?
The thing is just don't go overboard. I know it can mean so many different things, but just keep reminding yourself that, you know, everyone there, you know, your friends and family love you so much, and they're not going to remember all those little details you're stressing over. And just take 10 minutes with your husband on the day, or your partner, and just come away and look back at the wedding and look back at everything you've created. Because me and my husband did that, and we just saw all our friends just having the most hilarious time, and we were like, this is what it's about. You know, you're never really, you think about it, going to be in a room with every single person you love many times in your life, and just mop it all up and cherish it, and just enjoy because I know it's so cliche, but it goes so fast.
It's so true. It's so true. Ladies, this was phenomenal. I'm so grateful that you came on. Please tell listeners where they can find you.
We've loved speaking with you. So we are on Instagram and TikTok at The Bridal Beauty Company. And give us a follow.
Wonderful. And I will link those below. Thank you so much again for coming on, and I'll talk to you soon. Good luck at the festival.
Bye, darling. Bye.
I think you could definitely help with at-home treatments.
I think it definitely helps, yeah. I think also it really depends on the person and the genetics. So, like the Sunday Riley cream that we mentioned earlier, the autocorrect, is, I mean, it's not cheap. It's around £80. But that is really good. Peter Thomas Roth does an amazing one. I don't know if you ever saw it. It was this viral video. This woman used it, I think last year or the year before, on TikTok. And she had quite puffy under eyes, and she used it, and it literally transformed on camera, and it just smoothed everything out. So I do think there are ways we can definitely help and combat, but for something more permanent, I think it just depends on genetics.
Yeah. And what the actual problem is, I guess.
Definitely. Okay. Next. Pores are unshrinkable. True or false?
False. Well, to a certain extent.
No, false. No, it is false.
I've got visible pores, but you can definitely, but with an amazing serum, you can reduce the appearance of them. I really believe you can. One thing that helped for me was I used to always love a face oil at night. I used to lather it on, and then I was told that an oil keeps your pores open. And once I stopped that and use a retinol serum at night now, I literally just use a serum at night on clean skin. That's it. I definitely have noticed the difference hugely. But obviously they are still visible. You're never going to kind of have that. Yeah. And exfoliation, really good exfoliation really helps.
But also we want pores, because people always think pores is a bad thing, but we wouldn't be alive if we didn't have them. You know, it allows our skin to breathe.
I have really enlarged pores as well. A facialist actually told me before that larger pores are indicative of oily skin, and that's what you want to keep your skin young. So maybe she was just saying that to make me feel better, but if you do have oily skin, maybe that's true.
Yeah, oily skin. Yeah, oily skin is definitely.
Okay, water is magic for skin hydration. Skin hydration, true or false?
100%. True.
Yeah, I mean, water, just drink as much as you can, really. I think, I just think it's fab. There's a brand called Artel, which in the UK, which do a cellular rehydration, which I've been trying actually, which seems to really, it's like a natural, what do you call, like, the words escape me. You know, you put on like a rehydration sort of sachet type thing, but it's electrolytes. So it's that, and that's really great. I mean, I haven't seen any kind of dramatic difference, but that is meant to be really good.
I love the specifics, ladies. I so appreciate you going into such detail on these. It's so helpful. Okay, so we always end every episode with something that I call an after party, and they're just some fun wedding questions. So I'll throw them out there. We will start with honeymoon. What is your top recommended honeymoon destination?
Well, I just recently had my honeymoon, so I went on safari, and then we went to the Maldives, which is very extreme, but we did it a year later so we could save for it. But we wanted, a bit of adventure. We wanted to go and, learn and see, you know, the animals, and then literally sit on the beach for 2 weeks and do nothing. So that's Maldives and safari.
I would say, yeah. I would say that is the dream. Adventure and chill.
Magical. That sounds so magical.
Because you get the best of both. Best of both.
Okay, next question. What is your dream wedding cake flavor?
Oh, gosh. I mean, I'm trying to think what we had. Yeah, chocolate. Chocolate, you can't go wrong with. Who doesn't love chocolate?
I'm so with you there. I'm a chocolate fiend. If you don't love chocolate, we are not friends. We have nothing in common. Next, what is one song that you need to hear at a wedding?
Mr. Brightside by the Killers.
I love Mr. Brightside. Oh, that's such a good one. No one ever says that. That's
Yes! Or Oasis Wonderwall.
yes. I'm so with you there. Okay, and lastly, what is one piece of advice you could impart to any couple?
The thing is just don't go overboard. I know it can mean so many different things, but just keep reminding yourself that, you know, everyone there, you know, your friends and family love you so much, and they're not going to remember all those little details you're stressing over. And just take 10 minutes with your husband on the day, or your partner, and just come away and look back at the wedding and look back at everything you've created, because me and my husband did that, and we just saw all our friends just having the most hilarious time, and we were like, this is what it's about. You know, you're never really, you think about it, going to be in a room with every single person you love many times in your life, and just mop it all up and cherish it, and just enjoy because I know it's so cliche, but it goes so fast.
It's so true. It's so true. Ladies, this was phenomenal. I'm so grateful that you came on. Please tell listeners where they can find you.
We've loved speaking with you. So we are on Instagram and TikTok at the Bridal Beauty Company. And give us a follow.
Wonderful. And I will link those below. Thank you so much again for coming on, and I'll talk to you soon. Good luck at the festival.
Bye, darling. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much for listening to the episode today. Please like, review, rate, subscribe, follow, whatever the things are. It's really, really helpful. If you do support us, there's something in it for you too. You'll have the opportunity to win a free prenup bridal prep planner. We give one away every month. I have the directions on how to do that below, so make sure you check that out. Thank you again for listening. Happy planning. See you next Wednesday.